Hey, this is Ryan Kingsline, founder of ZBrush Workshops and author of Sculpting Realistic Game Characters, which is a book that is out now. And I think this is an important book for you to get your hands on. And in order to celebrate this book, we are putting on a master class at ZBrush Workshops. This master class is designed to give you as much information as I can possibly give you over the course of 8 to 10 weeks. The goal is just to flood you with a character class, a foundation class, a couple of guest artists, things like that. Make sure that you pre-register at the link down below, and then I'll be giving you more information as we get closer to the registration period. Registration is going to start March 29th, around there, and then the class itself is going to start April 5th. The class is going to follow the general process, the general chapter outline in this book. We're going to talk about the body, we're going to talk about the face, we're going to talk about clothing, weapons, hard surfaces, we're going to talk about texturing, getting this into Marmoset, really awesome game engine for us digital sculptors, and also getting it into Maya for pre-rendered cinematics, things of that nature. We're going to talk about displacement maps, all of that stuff. We're also going to talk a lot about sculpting, because learning ZBrush is really about learning how to sculpt. When you're in ZBrush, you're pushing and pulling polygons. You're essentially sculpting just like we do when we're working with clay. You're pushing and pulling the clay around and trying to make this look like whatever you're trying to make it look like. The goal of anybody learning ZBrush is, in a lot of ways, learning how to control form. You have to start with baby steps. You start with learning how to create sharp edges, how to create soft edges, how to get, say, a round surface, a very nice round surface, or a flat plane. How do you get that? These are all the things that we touch on that I think are really important. And then as we advance, we start getting more information about outside forms. We start to analyze things like the cranium and the face, the mandible, all of that stuff, the muzzle of the mouth. And it's important that as you get deeper into form like this, you're also getting deeper into the tools. The tools don't make you a sculptor. ZBrush does not make you a sculptor, but having control over them is going to make you a better sculptor. Ultimately, what you're doing here is learning a language. You're learning the language of form. That's one of the most beautiful things about being a sculptor, is that we get to learn about form in a way that other people don't. Doctors study the body. They might know about the nervous system in more depth than we do, but they can't sculpt the form. They can't sculpt the body. Put them in a sculpting class, just the same as anybody else. Sculptors, as sculptors, we are learning about form and turning ourselves into these 3D machines, which is really awesome. Being able to look at this side and know exactly what's happening on the other side. Being able to mentally extrapolate a cross-section of it so that you can mentally rotate it and start to look and see how that cross-section matches. That's what's really powerful about being a sculptor to me. A lot of times when we're sculpting, it's very important for you to be looking at things from below. Be taking a look, say, where does this line up? Connecting the frontal process of the maxilla to the overhang, connecting that to the nasal ridge, down to the chin. All of those things are really important for us to kind of keep triangulating and building these maps inside our brain. So I am going to make sure that you know ZBrush. And in the process of learning ZBrush, I'm going to help you learn all of these things about sculpting, or at least I'm going to put it in that context. So you can be sure of a couple of things. You can be sure you're going to meet some really awesome guest artists. You can be sure that you're going to learn ZBrush. Really in-depth learn ZBrush. And you can be sure that you're going to be sculpting. You're going to get feedback on your sculpt. You're going to start to develop a sense of who you are as a sculptor. We all have our unique way of looking at form. I'm going to help you find that unique way, or identify that unique way, which is already inside you. So make sure to pre-register at the link down below, and I look forward to talking to you more, sharing more about what we're going to be doing and all of that stuff. And if you don't have it, make sure you grab the book. It's not necessary, but it's a really good help. So happy ZBrushing.